this talk about submission to your husband, this, that, women submit, what is your interpretation of that? How is that playing? How are you applying that to yourself, and what do you have to say about that?
All right, so I'm a Christian, so everything in the word I believe. Whether it's popular, it's not popular, whether it is modern or it's not modern, the word is my, is my compass. And so the Bible says, and let me emphasize it, that husbands should love their wives and wives should submit to their husbands. The Bible also says that we should submit one to another. So that's another thing as well, because, I think we've made submission such an ugly word when it shouldn't really be. Submission is not saying that, you're now a slave. He should step on you and those kind of that. And I think it's a deliberate attempt to skew what is meant to be a powerful tool in marriage. The Bible, I think love is a bigger responsibility than submission. And the Bible tasks the man to love his wife. In fact, it's the man that is meant to love the wife to death. That if you need to die, I swear that you should be willing to die for your wife. And the headship. I'm like, that's the responsible person in your home. It means that if anything happens, he's going to be accountable. I think also maybe what makes it difficult is that we haven't had men step up in terms of that responsibility. So you feel like, what it means to be the head is to be enjoying, have the biggest meeting in the plate, have your special cup in the house. When daddy says no, everybody's, that's what we put headship. But headship is, have you seen the CEO of a company? Why do you think they pay the CEO the most? Because anything that happens in that family, he is responsible. I mean, that organization.
Yes,
they will pick you up. The one that is not earning as much as you will just go to their father's house.
Oh my Lord.
You are thinking, and if you meet, men like you, Emma, you're CEO, not CEO as a leadership to lord it over your family, but servant leadership, the way Jesus Christ taught us to be, where you wash the feet of the people whom you are leading. That's what the man should do. And when he's doing that, it becomes easy to say that, my plans, our lives, there has to be one, there can only be one head. The day I decide to say yes to you, and that's why you should take your time to say yes, because what you're doing is that you're saying that this is going to be my head, this is going to be my leader, and God gives you that choice to, at least that's one thing, you have a choice. You have a choice to choose whom you submit to. Do you understand? So you will have that. So choose wisely. So when it's time to submit, I'm not saying no, you're not. Choose wisely. So when it comes to submission or submitting, then it becomes a bit easier. In my own case, by the grace of God, He makes it very easy for me to just, first of all, I have the understanding. I also know that it may not always be what I feel is the way, but I've chosen to, and in doing that, I'm honoring God. So He would make it work out at the end of it. Do we have conflict? Am I a doormat in my marriage? Of course not. It doesn't even do Him. It's not good for Him to make me a doormat. Mm-hmm. He says that ultimately, yes, if there's a deciding vote, He might be the one to have the deciding vote. But my input is essential. Mm-hmm. And He would always tell me, in the early days when we used to have that, He would be like, I'm not, I thought I was a very submissive wife, but He'd be like, I wasn't listening to him, or not, just not, He would always say that the two of us cannot wear the same trousers. There has to be a man in this family that I'm very assertive and all. So he would be like, I want you to know that every decision I make, I have you as priority when I'm thinking about it. So to a very large extent, except, taking away human error, every decision I make is for your best interest. I'm thinking about you making that decision. When you hear things like that, please make all the, and I see it not just in words, but I see it play out as well in the decisions. But also the flip side is that because it's the word of God, it's not dependent on the person, that's why I said choose your head wisely before you enter, so you don't start trying to negotiate when you get in. The order is you submit, and to your man, to your husband, as he submits to God. Mm-hmm. So please, make sure that the person you're going to be with is submitting to God. Yeah, so that whatever he's doing, he's accountable to a higher power. So if my husband wants to do anything, he knows that God is going to ask him questions and he honors God. So I trust that process. I love the process. I follow you as you follow Christ. So yes, it's a big deal for me. I believe in it. I think it is important. I think that it helps make the dynamics of a home work well. And I believe that both parties have a role to play in making it work in marriage.
So I want to speak on behalf of the men, and I see, especially that verse and a lot of Bible verses, I think that we always just interpret it to suit us. We always might read it out of context. If you read the full Ephesians, wherever that thing was,
5, I think
you go to fear for submission because of the. Do you understand? Because of what it brings on you. But basically, my point is, submission is not. You come by your wife kneeling down for you, all those slavery. So the whole responsibility of your wife submitting to you is dependent on you, because basically it means like she's submitting her wife, she's submitting her life to, because she just trusts everything you're doing. Do you understand? Obviously the Bible commands us and everything, but like I'm saying, if you read that full verse, wife submit to your husband. Husbands, love your wife. As Christ loved the church, that he, gave his life,
yeah.
But before we even get to that, giving his life. So the way Christ loves the church. So if you are the kind of husband that, the way I interpreted it, and I believe the Holy Spirit interpreted it to me, is the fact that if you love your wife the way Christ loves the church, even if your wife is not submitting to you, you will not challenge her. She's supposed to submit, but now Christ go follow through, because Christ loved us to the point that we did wrong.
While we're yet sinners.
Do you understand? But he loved us with our wrong.
Yes.
He did not judge us for our wrongdoing. So, First of all, as a man, you should not even be quarreling with your wife that you need to submit, even if it's as she needs to submit and everything. And if you play your role right, first of all, the pattern is to choose right before you get married, and God will help you with that. Amen, if you chose right, you chose person, both of you are thinking well. There's no way you treat somebody right. You always carry somebody first, because the leadership in the kingdom of God is servant, being a servant.
Yes, it is.
Because you're serving. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So, like, over the years, even if you marry the most stubborn person in this life, but this person notices that this guy is not trying to boss over me or whatever, he actually does everything to love me and everything. There's no way somebody would love you and you would not submit. So my charge to men, or at least the way me I've handled it, and it has worked for me amazingly, is the fact that, first of all, you are not the one to demand for that submission that Christ has asked from your wife. Yeah, wives are supposed to submit to. They are supposed to submit to you. And again, submission is not the slavery kind of mentality we're having that, and they come, everybody, oh yeah, lie down, give me my food. No. Do you understand? You get? But even if you are not getting it, it is not in your place to go and demand for it and, be fighting for it and everything. Play your part and expect God to play his part. But the way it works is, there's no way you love your wife the way Christ loved the church that she will not submit to you. So it should never be an issue, So first of all, we need to reanalyze and reevaluate our interpretation of submission. We should not abuse that word, just as we should not abuse the word love, because the fact that you feel lustful towards somebody does not mean you love them. That's why I said in the beginning that I've come to understand that the real definition and the real essence of love is God, because you can't explain. You get to a point, do you understand, the way you feel for your daughter, like when I was coming back from London, there was a way my daughter, she made sure she woke up very early, because my flight was supposed to be before she woke up. She woke up very early and she was hugging me back to back. And there was a way she held me and we were just looking at ourselves. We were not talking. My daughter. But you could feel like, you could. And she went to tell her mom that I'm just feeling so emotional. I can't wait for daddy to come back. Do you understand? So those indescribable feeling I give from a higher power, that is God, who is the real essence of love. So he's the one that understands this thing, and if he gives us a rule, let's just go according to what he has given us and not try to use our own reasoning to now mismanage or redefine it.
Yeah.
No verse, I don't.
No. Spot on. Thank you. More men need to speak about this, because if women talk about it, they'll be like, oh, you're being biased because you're the woman. But you're speaking as a man and you're speaking from a place of experience. I'm telling you, you'd hardly. I don't want it to be a competition of, okay, if you do this, I'll do this. If you love, I submit. If you submit, I love. It's not supposed to be like that. If everyone in a marriage can play their part, you do your own, not independent of the other, in terms of, I'm submitting to you not because I want a response or reaction from you, which I would ultimately get, but because that's what the Bible says. I'm doing it to honor God. It doesn't make me foolish. It doesn't make me stupid. Do you know, I feel like as women, we find it easier to submit to our children, and we do it from a place of love. So even submission is from a place of love. We say, when, you know how as a human being, like me, suck a boy's nose, a child's nose. God, for you, that's so disgusting. And they're like, what you just said is, wait till you become a mother. And I've heard when they would be like, it doesn't even cross your mind. So we're willing to be more patient. We're willing to be understanding. We're willing to go the extra mile for our children because we love them. Many times, if you want to, have you not had wicked, in quotes, or very strict aunties, and then you think, when you give birth, your children are in trouble. Then they give birth,
it changed,
and they're like,
I won't say wicked. She used to beat me a lot, Auntie Minyika, Jesus, and she's one of the. It still be like magic. As she born, like
so they submit their strictness because of love. So love also inspires submission. Yeah. You won't have your way, and because you also trust the person. So there's so many things. Anything God asks you to do or asks us to do, it's always for our good. Just best.
And even in our human intelligence, we always say that respect is earned. The respect that you appreciate, that to say they respect you, not be the one where you militarize them.
Yes,
is the one that they know that you deserve because of the act that you have put forth. So men, just love your wife. Love your wife.
Endorse that message.
Everything follows suit. And talking about love your wife, something just crossed my mind that I just wanted to throw at you, because so when we talk about what's that word again? Cheating in marriage. What's the word they use for that? Infidelity. People feel like you need to, if a man is being faithful to his wife, you need to give him a hand, because he's going through there are a lot of people.
There are so many others.
So I want to hear it from your mouth. My wife has had that conversation with me before, and I think I had that mentality also before. Not that you should give me a clap, but there's a way we men, we feel like women are wood. In the sense that we feel like we are the ones only us getting the temptations. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So because I feel like that is coming from a mentality that women are not tempted. When women are in marriage, you don't have choice. You just have to, like, women are not doing any work to be faithful in marriage. So if you find a man that is faithful to his wife, clap for him, because do you know how many girls are in that guy's and he's not looking at them. So as a woman, is it like there's no temptation? Is it like it's just as you just enter marriage, it's just a smooth?
Women, should I talk? Of course we do. As long as you're a human being with blood flowing through your veins. To be fair, and this is what we're now seeing, people, you can't paint everyone with the same brush. You can speak generally that in most cases, because men are physical, while women, you have to work her emotions, in many cases. Not to say there are some women that they are good to go, they have very high, their libido can match or even surpass. So I don't like painting and making general statements like that, because I've seen more and more that it's changing. Maybe it's the water. But we see men that we think, nice guy, but sometimes you perish the thought once, then you're done with the thought and you move on. But a man would think, let me just. And for men, in some instances, sex is just what it is. Sex, it's not anything deep. For a woman, for some women, it's emotional. You're connecting on a deeper level. So yes, women are tempted. We hold ourselves. We try not to. We are loyal. I think many women are when it comes to loyalty, you can, give a woman that in many situations. I think it's easy in terms of, not easy, but at least we make the effort to stick to one. Not all women, some women don't. It's the same challenge, it's the same temptations we feel. It's just been a matter of discipline. That's the truth.
So basically, we shouldn't look for trophies. We should just know that it's commitment. Both of us are equally being committed.
But let me be fair though. Let me be fair. I do still think that both ways, especially with the way the street is not smiling, both ways. It's just like now, to be honest, because a number of women are not cooking the way they used to in the past. If you find a woman that cooks, applaud her. I won't say that, what is the big deal? It's because if you have that skill, so if your husband is responsible and looking at her, you're not cheating, please applaud. It's not saying that he's doing anything out of the ordinary. One thing we learn to do in our marriage is to celebrate everything, to appreciate. So even when he gives me money to buy stuff, even though it's his responsibility, I thank him like it is a big deal. It doesn't make it less. I'm just like, you could have chosen not to do this. You can choose to be a useless husband. Yeah. But thanks. I think just in the sense of appreciation across board, applaud the men. Yeah. I'm glad that you're not one of the men because
yeah, so it's okay. It's okay. Just like men should applaud the women. But the point I'm trying to make is, as men, I think we should dead that mentality in our head that we expect an applaud for something we are supposed to get right anyways. I'm not saying it's easy.
Yes,
do you understand?
Yes.
But yeah, it's, as the opposite, just like that's what marriage is about anyways, finding ways to make your partner, feel better and all that stuff and everything. Yeah. But once you just know that, okay, yeah, now what I guys do, because that feeling of expecting also a trophy because you are doing right might now lead you into doing wrong if you don't get the trophy you're expecting to get. So
true. You're absolutely, you're right. Let
me find a way to do this in such a way to not blow you, but at the same time it will reduce.
No, it's cool. I'm good. You can put your on. I'm good. Yeah.
So maybe another 10 minutes will be done. So I'll make it just blow around the room so that it doesn't blow around you directly. Man, this has been so wow. But I didn't expect less. Yeah,
thank you. No, but you're a fantastic. As in the thing about interviews, you get the best out of people based on the kind of interviewer.
But also the interviewer gets the energy based on the person they are interviewing.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful conversation.
Because I've interviewed a couple of people and I've known the way the energy is. The main ones, like this is going to be a main one too. You, Aka, Moji, and then Arike, basically. So before we round up, I'll round up so that you start processing your mind towards it. I'll round up with your 6 years of marriage, advice you have for people. What were your shockers in marriage and all that. So we'll get to that. But let's get back to the single ones, And so you said you were hoping to get married when you were 22. So that means according to, or maybe 22, or maybe, so according to your
22, 23.
So according to your time plan, physically it was as if you failed at that point.
Man, 10 year wait.
You get, so you had already gotten to, you were getting to the point where normally people would be like, waiting they wait for, So what advice do you have for, because a couple of people have passed the 28 year, 30 year, even some people are already 40.
Yes.
So does it mean that the fact that you've not gotten married now, it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with them?
No.
Does it, does it, because, and I'm going to, there are even some people, my friends, I have a lot of friends in this category I'm going to interview that are really doing well. But you find that they are not even able to enjoy the doing well they are doing well because people are so putting a lot of attention on this thing that they don't have yet, which they will still have. But let me, let's hear that from you.
So if there's any...
First of all, did you feel that pressure when you go to that?
Oh, yes, I did. And funny enough, it was more internal than external. I wasn't pressured by my mom. I wasn't pressured by, people. They wanted it for me to, it'd be nice for you to get married. They pray you get married to someone who was good. But it was me because of that thing I wanted, and it's okay. Your desires are valid. Your aspirations are valid. You're not bad or unrealistic for wanting certain things. There are people who desire it and they achieve it. So it's not a bad thing. But when you make it such that you become obsessed with it, it is the only thing that is the measure of whether your life is good or not. Even if every other thing is working for you, that's the one I didn't do, and I would advise, please. Now that I'm married, with the benefit of hindsight, I would say leave. If there's every time they ask me that question as to what would you say to younger girls, even if you're single, enjoy every season of your life. Enjoy it. And enjoying a season is not that it will happen sometimes naturally. Sometimes you have to create the enjoyment. You have to find the enjoyment in it. So it may be naturally unpleasant, but you have to be deliberate about making it pleasant for yourself. Very important, because if you don't enjoy your season, you will look back with regrets. When people ask me questions like, "Oh, so do you miss being single?" I said, "No, I squeezed singleness out of it. I'm not looking at." Then I'm like, some people say, enjoy your single days now, because man, when you get married, you have to I enjoyed my single days. Do you get? So I'm not looking at a younger girl and wishing, I remember when if only I were young again. Please don't live your life with regrets. And you may feel like I have enjoyed everything to be enjoyed. I want to leave this enjoyment and move on to the next level of enjoyment, because there's some people like that. It's like, okay, I've done it all. If God has put you in a season, waiting is not easy at all. But trust the process. Trust Him that there's a reason why you're still here. There's a reason. And because of that, explore every aspect of that season. We all have a role to play in how our life is. Yes, God is the ultimate, but you are the one who will determine how you live your life in terms of what you bring out of the situation you are in. If you don't give people a permission, or give people permission to throw a pity party for you, nobody can throw a pity party for you. They can do it, but you will not accept it. I said to myself that if I were single, I'll make singleness so attractive that people who are married will be jealous and say they want to be single. And if I'm married, I'll make being married so beautiful that those who are single will be jealous. So I made that decision by myself that I was going to make living single attractive. That they'd be asking, you don't want to marry? And it's a lie, I want to marry. But it's a choice, it's a decision. Always look for the positives in. So if you have to be telling yourself, at least I don't have anybody to be disturbing me tonight, I can do anything I like. It's your mind. Even if you are psyching yourself, psych yourself. Be in a good place, because the pressure is there, especially as you get older. Do all you can do. Don't wait. Don't hold your life. When you move on to the next level, you will see why you went through that process, and you won't have regrets. I wish I had done this when I was there. I wish I had known. Enjoy your life. Brilliant.
Because you took out because I was going to ask that, is there a possibility that you be in a phase and you look back and you regret? Because for instance, I learned this when, was it primary school or something? I left, and at that point you want to leave, but you now get forward, you now be like, see what other people are doing, and I could have done that better. And I use that to now learn, suck the best out of my university, because I explored myself, showed my talents and everything. And I'm so happy you mentioned this, because trust me, if you do not, one thing about life is, you can never get a season back. Do you understand? Like,
you can never.
For instance, we love our daughter so much and everything, but we look at when she was a baby, when we used to be like, come on, dog, and you just see those baby pictures and you just miss it. So you need to live every moment intentionally, such that, like you said, when you look back, more squeeze here, But now, so that our words are not taken out of context, I would want you to give instances of how you enjoyed your single, because some people will be like, how did Nika enjoy it? Oh yeah, hey boys. So just give instances, examples, and throw more light on enjoyment. So, like
I said that. So I think even from a very young age, I learned how to control my narrative. Don't let an external person tell you how to live, what to do and what not to do. I remember very, and I'll tie it into this question you asked me when I was younger. You know how they used to have cliques in primary school? Those small cliques where if one person is not talking to, if the ringleader is not talking to one young girl in class, all the others will not talk to them. Then you'll be crying as a child. So one day they now did it to me. I was disfavored by the ringleader in my class. That, I'm not talking to Ayo today. You know what I did? So when they're coming to you, you know how you can pain children? They're walking by you, they'll move away as if you have leprosy or you have a disease. What I did was that when they were coming to me, before they did that, I did like this. Before, they were so shocked. It's like, I will give you back. Before you give me, I'll give you back. So I'm saying that to say that own your narrative. Be the one. Don't let people, who made the law that the person was a ringleader? Me too, I'm a ringleader in my own right. I gave myself ringleadership. By them, it was then they came to their senses. So what I'm saying is that in the same vein, find the things that work for you. I used to go to the cinema. I deliberately went to the cinema by myself.
Wow.
I used to enjoy going out by myself. I love reading. So I'll read. Then I used to hang out with my friends a lot, my girlfriends. And I still maintain a very good relationship with my girlfriends. I think same gender relationships are so important, so critical. So travel together. I wanted to travel the world. You know, if you can, go for. I was very involved in church as well. My relationship with God, I feel, was optimal when I was single. I'm not sure I've been able to get there the way, because there was nobody. I was thinking of my husband. Oh, let's watch a movie together. My life was just there. So I really had, I was going for concerts here and there. I was such a concert junkie. Anyway, Pastor Nathaniel Bassi is playing, I'm there. So those are the things that gave me joy, right? I enjoyed going out to eat. We would go out, with our friends together. Book dates with your friends, with your girlfriends, and it's not sad. It doesn't mean that, because you don't have a guy. No, you just enjoy and you're cultivating relationships. Those relationships I cultivated are the relationships that are working for me even now in marriage. That we talk together, we hold ourselves accountable. What are the other things I did? I then work. I became, be the best version of yourself so I was able to do all those things I was doing. I can't do it. Like I was saying, I'll do radio, TV, host, all those things, everything, so that I also did those things so that I didn't have enough time to think about the fact that I didn't have what I wanted. Then enjoy time with your family. And by that, I mean your extended family. My mom, my sisters, spend time talking to them. These are relationships that will be gold when you get married. Volunteer, do things. I did a lot. I was everywhere. I was everywhere and anywhere. I did a lot of things, participated, volunteered, hung out with my friends, went to parties, I wasn't waiting for someone to come to give me permission to do certain things. As some young women do, when I get married, I'll now go to this place, romantic. No. I even told a friend of mine, a guy, recently, that I think he's too comfortable as a single guy because now he's enjoying solo holidays. Wow. I say, when the wife comes now, I say, he needs to get married because, but get to that point. I admire that in him, that he was showing me his holiday destination. I'm like, only you? He said, yes, we just look out and see the city. I'm like, what is this? You need a woman. But I love it. Even though I was telling him, but I know he's safe, so I can have conversations like that with him. So. Yeah.
And obviously, when a woman comes, it will bring another perspective to those same places.
Yes, it will. Don't think you'll miss out. Yes. Yeah. You don't think you... Then go on group trips. That's something I discovered. I wish I discovered it when I was single. I love doing it now, being married, but you would meet new people. You don't have to travel by yourself. All these travel holiday, travel agencies plan these group trips. Join them. If you don't want to go by yourself, join them. You would really meet, and it exposes you to meeting new people.
Yeah. Great. So I'm 100% sure that there's somebody watching this now that, in fact, your spouse is in the process of enjoyment. You will meet your spouse. Maybe when you go for the next experience, because a lot of you just the day house, so what's now the point? The whole of your single days, you just stay mopping and feeling sad that you are single. You now be married. The only memory you have was you being sad. How will you not be jealous of other single girls? Because again, whatever energy you try to attract, because doing all that in marriage too is the frustrations that you probably will be seeing. Do you understand? You can't make, so open up your mind, explore your creativity, work on yourself also, work on courses, because like you said, no wonder you were so she did work, Jesus.
And then invest. I find that you have more money sometimes being single because you don't have responsibility. Invest. Buy your house now.
I wish I knew this.
I'm telling you, buy your house. Your money is your own to do as you like. Yeah. I'm not saying it's a bad thing in marriage, but you get what I mean.
Yeah. It will help marriage now. The investment will help the
buy
marriage.
Your land. Go and invest your money. Spend, and guess what? Also, if you want to be eating out, or you can spend money a bit more carelessly when you're single because you're not thinking of responsibilities. This is the time to be a bit selfish, slightly selfish, and not in a bad way, but to really
treat yourself.
Yeah. Treat the people around before you now start having to, okay, yeah, you're going to now come together, okay, the money, okay, how are we spending this money? And you don't have, that kind of,
So open up. That's, really, really, really open up. It would expand your horizon more, and it will just show everything is rooted in the fact that you just trust God, that in God's perfect timing, He will make all things work together for you, that you are still going to get that person. So since it's a destination you would eventually get to.
So live like you trust God.
Exactly.
Live now like you trust God that it will happen. Because if you knew it was going to happen for sure, you live, you continue doing everything knowing that.
I have this friend that she just used to cry then. Now she's married. God, I was talking with her last week. She was like, if God can just show us what is just in the next. And because if a human being was God, you'll be angry. So what this person is just throwing a tantrum over is here.
Sorted.
So do you understand? So I've taken too much of your time. So let me just ask the last question as a bundle. And basically, marriage. You are 6 years. You know something that a lot of people need to know.
You're my senior in marriage.
yeah. I take that. I'm going to be 7 years this year. We came to your wedding. We bonded at your wedding. Your wedding
was November.
Your wedding was. I understand when you say you were a concert junkie because it was another Hallelujah concert with Pastor Nathan. We had the times of our life. It was like heaven, angels, as in. Oh my God! You have your video of it. It was like as in you had angels.
Yeah, shout out to Zafar. They were the ones that created that dream.
Zafar. No wonder. So first of all, so the destination is, what advice would you give to people looking forward to marry, people that are just getting married, and all that? But coming from the angle of, so as you entered the marriage, was it everything you expected, or did you have shockers?
No.
Did you have to unlearn, relearn, all those things,
When we started exclaiming, no, but wasn't that bad actually? The shock wasn't. The interesting thing.
Yeah.
The shock was mainly from my end, for me. Yes, wow. Yeah, it was mainly for me. I just realized that, and maybe this is something for someone. We want to get married so much, but sometimes we don't realize that we're not ready for marriage. And I'm not even saying it in the area of age. We think of marriage, and I hear this thing a lot, but maybe it didn't sink in. Marriage involves a lot of responsibility. You're going to be then also a home. Both of you are going to be making a home. Do you know how to make a home? So we don't even know how to make their bed. Like as soon as, I'm not even saying it to castigate anyone. It's true. You are still there. Yeah, single life is so difficult. So I think what I didn't realize in all my prayers, and maybe that's why God was like, this one, you're not ready. If I put you in, you just mess it up. Was the fact that I had to think of another human being consistently. I was responsible for another human being. I was like, what is this? I wanted to enjoy the lovey-dovey part of marriage and still continue my life.
Let me just chip this in. It's like a lot of people are looking for people to complete them.
Yes.
But they are not trying to complete.
What are you bringing in? I thought I had, though. Interesting. I even thought I had thought of all these things. But the reality was that I was like, hey, so what do you think marriage was about? I mean, just married. Let me get married. Let me enjoy. I'll have a husband. We often think I'll have a husband. Maybe, and for the men, I have a wife. We've seen things on Twitter. Maybe I can't wait to have a wife so I can be eating.
Another human being that has needs, and
you don't know you're going to pay rent. You don't know you're going to take her to work in the morning if she needs help. So it's that reality of the fact that I'm now responsible for someone else. As in, we have to eat 3 times a day and eat properly. Why? Me, if I want to eat, I just go and then I just eat buy more from here. Just something light. Then my husband like, I'm tired of it. I'm like, what is all this now? Let everybody, everybody should look after themselves. So I noticed that I wasn't quite prepared to be a homemaker when I got married, even though I was in my early 30s. So I just laugh at it sometimes. Like, what do you think you were doing? You just thought marriage was just fun and games. Let him love you, go out on dates and so on. And those little things you didn't. For different people, it's different things. That was mine. Then what else? I think I was mainly The other things are okay, that's X-rated, but maybe we'll have a closed session. Sex was actually also
but I have it on good authority now, Sha, that you are one of the commanding you are the one of the people giving your comrades. You people go and join. Join PwC. But I think even from what you said, I think it started well, because introspection.
Yeah.
For you to actually realize, they say sorry for the parable, but they say that the day with mad person, no saying mad, the madness finished. So for you, because it would have been a problem if it was the one realizing and you are like, but you realized this and you knew something needed to be done. And this now brings us back to husbands, love your wife, because that is how come this marriage is 6 years.
That's why
Do you understand? Because if going into marriage too from the men's perspective means that a lot of things you need to work to on yourself. You are not perfect, but also expect shockers. Do you understand? Because if you get shockers, how will you deal with it? Are you going to step out? Are you going to? Do you understand? Yeah. So there has to be a way to manage it. Where that is where love comes in. Me, for my own marriage too, my wife, she went through, and she's still going through it because till now, I go still fling my clothes. See, and she's the one that likes to arrange. But I'm learning, babe. I'm learning. So
no, so many things. The beauty and the fun of it is, I think every time you are able to work out something, it unlocks a deeper level of intimacy in marriage. Yeah.
And I also think that as you were noticing this, he also was noticing things about himself too.
Yes. So if you had the interview with both of us, he would also say maybe maybe I didn't even really notice it, but I think he was very gracious. That's why I say I can marry. If you are seeing me outside and you think, this girl, if you not enter inside, like, so you don't even like with sticky, you don't like doing things like this. So I think, we're able to complement each other. In some areas, compromises made. That's another thing about marriage, and the willingness to make compromises. Like, don't sweat the small stuff. Don't sweat this one. It's not the end. Let's find a way to work around it.
So that's a major pointer. One of the major pointers in getting married that I want to corroborate also. Compromising. Just know that once you are getting married, you are not about yourself. Your primary aim, your primary everything is about the next person. You're always thinking about the next person before yourself. That's how come you even get to see things you are doing wrong,
Yes.
And that's the thing. That's one of the things that will take you far, So any word of advice, I'm sure one of these days again, you are a very busy person, but we are still going to have another session by the grace of God. So from basically everything we've talked about, maybe single girls, newly wedded, people that are in marriage, and also whatever with this narrative, because I don't even think we need to talk about that when they say love na scam, marriages are not working.
No.
That is the essence of this is 6-year-old going to 60, going to 70.
I'm telling you,
by the
60.
Grace of God. Seven going to 700 and forever. Because they don't talk in heaven. They say Jesus is our husband. So I go wear wedding gown for heaven like this. But I don't mind. So far here today, day by my side. Anyhow, we could just be hallelujah. I don't mind. Do you understand? So whatever words you want to give,
Okay, so first of all, let me say that I have thoroughly enjoyed this.
Thank you.
I interview people for a living. So usually we don't like sitting on the other side of because I want to do the questioning, but I enjoyed this totally, Emma, and what you're doing is incredible. And shout out to Yeti baby,
and the shout out is getting back to you, because you guys, Yeti is amazing, but you guys now helps me bring the PwC guys. Today we'll come and talk about PwC again. Praying women circle.
No, you're ambassador. You know that. We have actually the husbands of PwC women. They are special. They are ambassadors. But let me just say that thank you so much for having me. I've really shared. In fact, I'm thinking, put the go and say, let me watch the video again and say, hey God. But I trust that it's for a purpose. And if I would say to maybe to women who are single, I often say, because at the moment I've lived more as a single girl than I have as a married woman. So married, I'm 6 years old, I'm still learning. So I feel more comfortable being able to speak because I feel I have more experience in that area. And I just want to say to you that there's nothing wrong with you. The fact that you're still single, so don't let that thought, perish that thought. When you take that thought away, begin to live and do things that give you purpose, a sense of purpose. You're not neglected by God. There's nothing wrong with you. Well, okay, some people, you have to work on yourselves, but I'm just saying that maximize this time. And if there's anything I'll say to you is that you're precious. You are important. Don't let anyone make you feel less than that. It is that mindset that will carry you through life and will determine the things that you would accept in life or reject, and how you would give permission to other people to treat you. You are invaluable. You are excellent. You are beautiful, male and female. Take that thought, and it's not by virtue of what maybe you have gone through this in life, or no. You are just that because God made you. You're just that. I wish if I could open people's brain to put that. That's what I'll put in. That sense of self and identity, so that you won't allow anyone take you for a ride or treat you less, because you know who you are, and enjoy your life. Enjoy. It's in Ecclesiastes that says it's a blessing to be able to work and to enjoy the rewards of your work. Take out time to enjoy your life.
Perfect example. Her now. Look at the two hers, like the her that had breakfast, the way you would have felt at that time, and the way you are now, the queen you are with your husband. So same you. However you feel about yourself, one day would come when you will look and you see this man that takes you as his world.
Yes.
And you'll be wondering that, God, thank you. What if I had settled for less? This guy, do you understand? So never settle for less. That's what you can get out of what she said. I believe that this is going to be part of a lot of people's success stories. You get married and you send your stories and you be like, thank God I watched this video this day. Thank you so much. You've been an amazing blessing.
Thank you, Emma.
I decided to take my time, and this one is 2 episodes definitely, because I'm going to cut it into 2. Thank you so much. And for coming from work, I know you are very busy.
Pleasure. I couldn't say no.
Yeah.
You and Yeti, I hold you guys. You people are my G's.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And also, God has proven to you through your life that you can trust Him. And one other thing I wanted to say is you are a living testimony that God also redeems time.
Yes.
Because a lot of things you felt you lost, you have them in abundance. So whatever other thing, to anybody watching and everything, whatever you are waiting for at any point, God also would redeem time when it comes, and He brings everything together. He makes all things beautiful in His own time. Amen. So if there's anything, when we get to heaven, we'll just look at ourselves, say, why I not just trust God? Do this thing. I still reach this level. I can't see why I not just trust them, So, but thank you so much for coming through. Thank you. This episode. See, people I know are your Myro say she now me be this, now she's now like this. See you guys next week. God bless you, man.
Amen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Amazing.